Hi, everybody. Welcome back to the Law of One Spiritual Advice Podcast. My name is Elle, and I'm back again today to read some Law of One material and share my opinions with you on the matter. So, today I'm going to be reading a quote from Quo, and I will back it up with an additional quote from Ra a little later on. But this podcast mainly is going to be about, just being yourself. And I guess the reason why, what I thought of when I read this quote was that I wanted you to know that you don't need necessarily knowledge and all this type of stuff to be a good person or to be on your path, to be in harmony with the creation. You are equipped with everything that you need to know, because sometimes you think that it's knowledge that you need to know, but a lot of this is about lessons of love. And you have the ability to love. I'm sure you do. So here we go. Let's start. This quote is from Quo, and this is from session. Oh, sorry. I guess these are dates, these ones, right? So 1989, May 14th. Whoa, quite a while back. All right. So then this quote starts with, quote, begins. Do not be discouraging to yourself, but give yourself every encouragement as would a mother, and do all that you do for the love of the Creator. If you are imperishable, you must ask yourself the question, when adversity begins and you feel that friction, shall I move with my catalyst and eat it as fast as I can and learn from it? Or shall I surrender to it and be taken like a ship in high wind with no rudder out to sea? Needless to say, you wish to maintain control of the rudder, control of the sail, control of the direction of your tack or sail. You do this by being yourself and being radiant and positive where there is difficulty. Find that which is hopeful while recognizing the difficulty. For every feeling, there is the antithesis. For every incarnational pattern, there are early warning signs which have mostly to do with that certain feeling that you are resisting change, that you are resisting catalyst, that you are not allowing the self to flow for fear that the self shall disappear. You each are perfect jewels. You can never disappear. You may ask yourself, will this be important in 10 millennia? If the answer is no, then you need not be concerned with it overmuch. If you see that within the answer there is a spiritual principle, apply that spiritual principle if you can, and nurture and forgive yourself, and give yourself the strength to try again in complete forgiveness if, at this moment, you are not able to stop the catalyst from becoming your illusion, your reality. It takes patience, persistence, and courage to follow the path of faith. Quo, The Law of One, from 1989, May 14th, if you were to look that up, llresearch.org/transcripts. I also have links to it on my page, theoneinfinitecreator.com, and yeah, I've got links to download and find all the material here for free. So let's begin. This is obviously just, a message of hope, right? So with messages of hope, I suppose, once again, I'm just going to reiterate what I did right before reading this, which is that you are equipped with everything necessary to operate within this illusion. Although it may seem that, you are imperfect and you don't know what's going on and there's so much knowledge out there, what's true, what's not, the love is what is important in all scenarios. And so if although it may be overburdensome or just overwhelming to know that like every single lesson in your life and in this illusion is a lesson of love, like it's almost like there's too much information coming at you, but at the same time you can sit back in that same that same law, I suppose, that law of oneness, that's allowing you to see things from that view, that everything is a lesson, and becoming a little bit overwhelmed with it. Well, you have to employ the other part of that truth as well, which is that, all is well, and that you are one, and that you contain the entire knowledge of the universe, and that, the Creator wouldn't put you here if there was not some type of meaning and reason for it, even though it may be very hard for you to discern why right now. So why do I say this? It's because, like they say here, if you're imperishable, you must ask yourself the question, when adversity begins and you feel that friction, shall I move with my catalyst and eat it as fast as I can and learn from it, or shall I surrender to it, taken like a ship in the high wind with no rudder out to sea? I suppose when I interact with friends and family and just others in general, you get a lot of low self-worth from people. And, they're just sort of paralyzed by fear to do anything, whether it's disappointing others or disappointing themselves. Even myself, I'm sometimes a bit of a perfectionist, and I will procrastinate doing something because I know that it won't be done perfectly. And so, I won't do it unless I know that I can do it and do it correctly and properly. But then that will lead me to be sort of stricken with fear that, if I don't, like, basically I'll just never start something because I always want it to be in perfection. But the way things tend to happen is that you just sort of jump in head first. Obviously a little bit of forethought if you can, but you just jump in head first and you go with it, and you try to do your best. But you're recognizing that the illusion is the illusion, and although it's doing its purpose, if it's confusing you and making you sort of aggravated or whatever it is, the more the catalyst comes at you, the more that you have the opportunity to either eat it or to sort of just let it take you. And I mean, I would suppose my suggestion is to find the balance in between those two, which is that you should try to utilize your catalyst, as they say, use it, eat it. In other words, bring things into meditation and contemplation. Think about your daily life, the way that you interact with people, and the lessons that you're here to learn. And as you do that, you are using your catalyst. You may think, once again, like if you're in that sort of perfection seeking, like, am I using my catalyst perfectly? And that too is another folly, right? It's all about you measuring. That's the illusion. This is the 3D essence of ourselves and our logical mind. We like to measure things, and we like to say, are we in the passing grade? Are we doing well? Are we doing perfect? Oh no, so I appreciate that conscientiousness from people. It's a great thing. It's just that it can kind of go sour. So how do we solve that problem? Well, there is no exact answer to to that question, because each of us are unique, and each of us will have a different sort of radiance that we are, well, radiating. So, they say here in the sort of end of this, or the second part of this quote, you do this by being yourself and being radiant and positive where there is difficulty. Find that which is hopeful while recognizing the difficulty. Right? So it's not that you're just being blindly positive, you're recognizing the catalyst for what it is, but then you just want to be yourself, and however you react to that catalyst, that's the essence of your being. So even though you may react good or bad, right, from your perception, you may react imperfectly, well, that's good too, because once again, like I said in the last podcast, there's a gift for yourself. You now have a trigger within yourself that you can dive into later and be a better lover and a better, more patient person in serving other people, as you learn to inspect that trigger and find the folly of the red ray anchor, right, that's that where it was born from. So, and then just to highlight that one part they speak about here, which is, it's a sort of, they're talking about infinity versus finity, or finite. The 3D world is got a lot of things in it that are tempting to make you feel that they're important, when the reality is that sort of the spiritual truth of things is the most important. So they say here, you may ask yourself, will this be important in 10 millennia? If the answer is no, then you need not be concerned with it overmuch. So it's not that you're just ignoring things that seem to be of the illusion. It's just that, if it's not focused on lessons of love and something that's sort of truth in the long run of things, right? It's not just a truth today that will mold into a new thing tomorrow. It's like unconditional love, right? That's a truth that's going to just be infinite, I would imagine, for the entire experience of our universe. And so if you're, working with unconditional love, then maybe that is a good thing, in terms of your spiritual evolution. And they say at the end here, right, forgive yourself, forgive yourself, forgive yourself. It's so important. Forgiveness of others and forgiveness of self are both the same thing. The wheels of karma are stopped by forgiveness. So you hold on to a lot of karma, maybe possibly yourself, just by being hard on yourself. Also at the same time, you can only forgive others, this is my opinion, but you can only forgive others to the degree and purity that you are able to forgive yourself, because otherwise it's, you forgive someone else, but you kind of can't find the same forgiveness for yourself, well, do you truly forgive that other self, or are you just sort of pretending to forgive them for the sake of being nice? So I would suggest that the more you're able to be kind to yourself in your head, clean up that inner dialogue, the more that you will then just be a nicer person to other people. I think I've done that myself. Like, I've tried to change up my inner dialogue instead of calling myself an idiot, right? When you do something bad, talk to yourself like a encouraging parent or something, right? That, hey, you got this. It's all good. Keep trying, etc., etc. You will just, as you do that to yourself, you just will naturally want to do that to other people. And it's not like you even have to try at a certain point. It just becomes natural. Okay, so now I just want to go back into what I was talking about before, where they saying about being yourself. I mean, that was kind of my focus on this podcast, which is why I didn't even put a lot of thought into the podcast, because I want to somewhat be just a demonstration of the radiance of what is, the radiance of my being. If I think about it too much, I'm using my intellect, then I'm kind of robbing it possibly of the magic. Sometimes there's that good balance between intuition and intellect, and I just have to go with the flow of things and just express who I am. And as I express who I am, you can feel that, right? Like, I imagine it's not just the words that I'm saying right now, it's how I'm saying them and the energy behind my words, and that will speak to people more than words themselves. So that is why I want to read you this part, which I'm sure you've heard before because I bring it up quite a lot. But this is a quote from Ra, session 17.30, and it starts with the questioner asking a question. Well, if an entity wants to learn ways of it, wants to be of service to others rather than service to self while he is in this third density, are there best ways of being of service to others? Or is any way just as good as any other way? Ra answers, quote, Ra, I am Ra. The best way to be of service to others has been explicitly covered in previous material. We will iterate briefly. The best way of service to others is the constant attempt to seek to share the love of the Creator as it is known to the inner self. This involves self-knowledge and the ability to open the self to other self without hesitation. This involves, shall we say, radiating that which is the essence or the heart of the mind-body-spirit complex. Speaking to the intention of the question, the best way for each seeker in third density to be of service to others is unique to that mind-body-spirit complex. This means that the mind-body-spirit complex must then seek within itself the intelligence of its own discernment as to the way it may best serve other selves. This will be different for each. There is no best, there is no generalization, nothing is known. End of quote, session 17.30. Okay, so there you go. You can be told all the spiritual principles in the world. However, the best way to be of service to others is just the constant attempt to seek to share the love of the Creator as it is known to yourself. So you may not know the Creator very well, and that is okay. That is part of your path. So as you seek to know the Creator and accept the Creator, and then you eventually become the Creator. And that is the essence of radiance. You are just radiating. Everything is the Creator. The Creator comes up through your chakras, up through your energy body. You distort that light into this individual personality that you are, and that individual personality is a beautiful gift to the universe. The universe allegedly was created so that the Creator may know itself better, and so by you being your individual self to the best that you can be, whatever the heck that means, in the most unique way maybe, that is your gift to the universe. So you need not look outside yourself. It's okay. You can look to other people for inspiration, and you maybe should, but you don't need to copy them, or you don't need to try to be somebody else. You just have to be yourself, the perfect being that you are. You can be soft and loving, or you can be disagreeable and loving. Like, everybody has a unique way of themselves, and that unique way and that essence that they share with everybody is their gift. And so, you see the Creator in all. The Creator comes in an infinity of distortions and an infinity of languages and an infinity of illusions. And if you are able to look past that illusion and you're able to see the Creator in the heart of everyone, You are doing what you've come here to do. So, be not afraid. There's a lot of crazy things in front of your purview, but it's all just the creator. You just have to go out there and be the best you, that you think that you can be. And if you're like, I don't know what that is, well, then go and seek within yourself and find what that is so that you can share that with others. And as you are able to just share with yourself openly and honestly and vulnerably, I mean, you're doing, it's hard work. It's hard being vulnerable. It's hard being open. It's hard communicating honestly with people. You're going to get a lot of kickback from people who want to just live in the illusion, right? But that's okay. You're doing your best possible thing you can do. You radiate the essence of your being. You're straight killing it, my friends. So, anyways, that's enough for today. I just wanted to be a little quick and spontaneous on this one. I love you guys. Thanks for listening. theoneinfinitecreator.com. We have links. I have my little shops set up. I have support links. You can download all this information for free. If you like the podcast, give me a like, share, subscribe, leave me a comment so I don't feel like I'm just talking to myself. I always appreciate it. And I hope you guys have a great rest of the week, and share that love with everyone. Radiate like you the best you can. So take care.